Hey everybody, my name is Kenny Eggleston. I'm the Rocky Mountain State's Hill Climb announcer. I am here with Blaine Matthews, Spanky Matthews, temporarily on the injured list, and we are on finals day at Lost Trail in Sula, Montana. Blaine, what kind of stuff are we going to see here today?
Well, today you're going to be seeing a lot of high-speed action, some jumps, bumps, and hopefully some deep trenches.
Now, we are getting ready to start things off, final in 900 stock. We got the biggest names in the world of snowmobile hill climbing. Who are we going to be watching for today?
Absolutely. You got guys like Keith Curtis. You know, he is one of the best of the best. The Tapios are here. Jay Menderberry, the Thomases are here. There's a lot of big names here, a lot of big hitters.
All right, well, that's what you've got to look forward to, and as soon as we come back, we're going to get going with final in 900 stock.
Did you know you can have North America's most trusted snowmobile voice at your fingertips wherever you go? Digital subscriptions are available from a variety of sources for your tablet or smartphone. It includes 6 issues of American Snowmobiler for just $14.95, or combine it with your print subscription for just another $1 per issue. Visit amsnow.com for more details. And while you're there, don't forget to register as a website user and sign up for our e-newsletter.
And we are back getting ready to final 900 stock here at Lost Trail Ski Area in Montana. And up first, Blaine, we have racer number 411 from Alpine, Wyoming, Jay Menderberry. He rides Skidoo, one of your teammates. We like to call him Mental Berry because the guy's a little bit insane as he gets ready, and he is headed up the hill, coming through the timing lights right there, and he is up and over. Now this course, the early part of it, pretty basic. There's some big jumps, but this is where it's going to start to get technical. When you see there at gate number 5 where we have the split up over the second jump, we got the split time right here, and this is where things are really going to get technical when you see him go through gate 5.
Absolutely, there you are. He's got a 20.18 split, and you know, Jay rides hard. The guy, he's really good in the industry. He's backcountry special, big jumps. That's what he's kind of known for. But he can also lay it down the race course, and he'll get a win if you let him have it.
Well, and he's got a lot of great family support. He's got his dad down in Elko that's always chiming in and everything. It's fun to see these guys cheer every time we get a chance to live feed this information. And here he goes up and over. So Jay Menderberry sets the bar in the final at 50.02. Good run.
Absolutely, very good run.
Getting ready to go now with Justin Thomas, racer number 112. Hangs his helmet in Idaho Falls now. Originally from that Star Valley, Wyoming area where so many great racers, the legends of the Rocky Mountain States Hill Climb Association has come from. This guy is an X Games silver medalist. He's a former Rimshot Racer of the Year. An incredible athlete, having a fantastic year. Had a little bit of a tough time last weekend in Afton in his hometown, and you can tell the determination in this guy's face. He is ready to run this weekend.
That's for sure. Justin works really hard. You know, his cousin Andy, they kind of race together, and both those guys work really hard. You know, Justin's equipment's always spot on. These guys put so much time and effort into making sure their sleds are dialed. And you can see there he's already got a little bit more time on Jay at the split. So we'll see how he keeps this one going and see if he can pull off the lead here.
Now looking at those deep trenches, those are from the day before, for the most part during our qualifying day, and now they set the course. Originally we thought the course was going to be a little too easy, but they have got these guys going into those trenches. It's hard to see from this angle, but some of those are like, what, 4, almost maybe even 5 feet deep?
Oh, absolutely. You get trenches even deeper than that.
And he is up and over with a 50-46 for Justin Thomas. And getting ready to go to the Cache Valley, Utah area, where another bunch of great racing legends have come from. Jeremy Archibald, racer number 422, comes from Smithfield, Utah. I'm not going to tell the story now, but I still claim a lot of this kid's career on me. So anyway, but he rides the Arctic Cat, and he is also having a great year. Did really good in Afton, and he's going to be a force to reckon with this year.
Definitely. Jeremy's been around a long time. He knows how to get the job done. He's a really smart racer. He's what we call veteran of the sport. You know, he knows how to do it, and you'll see him here be really smart, and at the same time, he packs a lot of speed.
Absolutely. Coming in a little bit less at the split there, but here again, this technical part of the course, the line that they pick is going to make a big difference in the final finish.
For sure. This top section of the hill, I can see there, he kind of got hung up in that rut a little bit. This is where the race is won. You know, these guys, it's just who can bang through these holes the fastest.
And that big shelf right there, gate number 10, that's actually claimed. We've seen a lot of racers, or something that would take a lot of racers with not as much experience as Jeremy, and he's working his way up. Going to come up just a little short for moving into the lead at 54-16. And up next, son of another racing legend right here, Trace Tupper out of Haley, Idaho. This kid is amazing, just like his dad, who we'll talk about a little bit more. His dad, Trace Tupper, who he's the guy that kind of puts the final stamp on some of these mountain sleds and even cross-country sleds that come out of Arctic Cat. And Trace is definitely a chip off the old block, super tough competitor.
That's exactly it. He's got a great guy to look up to. His dad, Todd Tupper, knows what they're doing. These guys race hard, they work hard, they have really good equipment, and Trace is a really good time to be around. As you can see, he went across the split in third place there, and if he can get this top section, look for a leader change possibly here.
All right, working his way up and over. Now, Blaine, when you see these guys, this blows my mind, the amount of speed that they're doing, the angle that they're on, and they literally jump off their snowmobiles, and I've seen you do this a million times too, but that kind of makes a difference. What are you doing when you leave the sled?
Yeah, he got a little hung up there, and that's kind of, you know, these guys, like I say, they're jumping around, they're bopping around, and you'll see it here. Somebody will dangle. That's what we call it, dangling, where they hang out on one side of the sled, and we'll see that coming up shortly.
All right, 55-12 for Trace Tupper as we get ready to go with the guy that you were talking about just a little while ago, still from Afton, Wyoming, Andy Thomas, racer number 104. And he's been around this a long time, since he's a little bitty kid, and he is a young racer, an incredible athlete, and making a huge name for himself, one of those great Thomas racers.
Absolutely. He's a force to be reckoned with. He gets faster and better every race, and he's fun to watch. The guy has a really good style, and if there's somebody focused, it's this guy on the race course. He really has a lot of determination and wants to go win. As you can see right there, he's sitting first at the split, and as long as he makes a good, clean, smart run, he'll be good. And right there, he might have had a little mistake, but here's what I was talking about. He's hanging it out. He's really going for it and packing a lot of that speed.
It surprises me how little contact they actually have with the sled, and here again, it's really hard to tell from the camera angle just how steep that is and the gravity that they're defying when they literally jump off the snowmobile. And I don't know how they manage to land on the footboards like they do. Andy Thomas up and over at 51. Oh boy, here we go, racer number 711, Keith Curtis, a guy that is really putting the Rocky Mountain States Hill Climb Association on the map. He competes in several other sports, snow bike racer, motocross racer, featured in a movie not too long ago, has done a little rallycross racing, or got some seat time in a rally car. Keith Curtis, as you guys put it, one of the most consistent racers, like just mind, body, and snowmobile are one with this guy.
That's it. This guy, you know, people say he doesn't mess up. Well, the thing is, when he messes up, he makes it look good, but he does very rarely make a mistake. He is so focused, and he's a little behind there on the split, but the gnarly stuff is where Keith really shines. You'll see him is right there. He's just flying through these corners. He won't miss a beat, and if he does, he still makes it work. So look for a possible lead change here. This guy lets it all out when he runs.
And just another beautiful run. He's able to pick a line so quickly. He's reading the course so far ahead before he even gets it. And the cool part about him, also teaching the younger ones up and over at 4907.
Yeah,
just
there
like
you go.
Said, Keith Curtis, your new leader right now. And we're going to come back and continue with our final of 900 stock. And we are back at Lost Trail Ski Area here in Montana, getting ready to go with racer number 2, Tanner Myers out of Soda Springs, Idaho, riding Polaris. Second year in the pros, an amazing young athlete here too. I think 19, 20 years old, something in that neighborhood, but really did good in the semi-pros, and he stepped up his game. He is ready to race with the big time here. He is definitely holding his own as he gets ready to head up the hill. Love to see the youth getting involved with this. You could have somebody that's 18 years old racing against somebody that's 40 years old in this event.
Oh, for sure, yeah. He's really motivated to go win. You know, like I say, he's young, and he wants to make a statement, and he does a good job. He right there, he's sitting fourth at the split, and like I say, he's one of the guys that's he's kind of a wild man up top, and we'll see what he can do here.
And it's really been cool to watch him develop those skills, just like we were talking about hanging it out and just landing. I call him the cat because he always seems to land on his feet. I see him go flying off that snowmobile. Sometimes I don't know if he's leaving the sled or if it's the course throwing him off, but he always seems to land on his feet and doing a pretty good job. Again, second year in the pros and seems to be handling the course pretty good.
For sure, he definitely goes for it. He had a little mistake there and it cost him a little bit of time, but he still gets through the lights with a 56.02.
Beautiful. Putting him, looks like, in about 7th place right now as we're getting ready to go with this guy. Big fan of this Polaris racer right here. Riley Sprunger, racer number 515, comes out of Butte, Montana, and it's been fun to watch him. One of his mentors, obviously, Keith Curtis. In fact, Riley spent some time wrenching on his sleds, and it really shows up in his riding. Just the mindset, the physical attributes, and the training that he has done with Keith really shows up in how he rides.
Yeah, exactly. You'll see him. He's learning a lot from Keith, and the kid's got a level head on him. He's smart, and I think next few years you'll see him getting a lot of wins in there. He's come a long ways. A little off pace at the split, but like I say, Riley knows how to ride a sled. So let's see what he can do here in the trenches, and if he can make a good clean run.
All right, working his way up there to that gate 8. Now the tricky part, again, has been that gate number 10 seems to be where the bobbles are, where the things that, even though you don't necessarily notice anything that you slow down right now, and Spanky, I know that you know, going up these type of hills, in these courses, those little things that don't go 100% perfect, you know that they're costing you seconds going up that hill.
Oh yeah, it's the tiniest mistake can cost you so much time.
And 53.32 with Riley Sprunger. And that moves him into 7th place as we get ready to go with racer number 789. Another racer, Team Skidoo, has been having a great year. He's out of Thane, Wyoming, another one of those Star Valley boys. And man, he has just been on point this year. Once again, this is our second race in the season, and just looking good, looked great in qualifying. Greg Dane working his way up the hill.
Yeah, Greg's having he's starting off to a really good year. He seems a little more ambitious to go out there and do good, and the guy's a big guy. He can really handle a sled and kind of do whatever he wants with it. So as long as he makes good, clean runs, he'll finish well here.
All right, getting up past gate number 5 in that technical spot right there at the split, 7th place.
Little off pace, but like I say, this top of the hill is where it's won in this course. There's so much technicality to it, and he can pull something off here. Like there, he looked over. I think he thought he might have missed a gate, so he's a little lost, but he's back, got her back going now. So we'll see what he can do. He's kind of fighting this trench. Some of these guys have been kind of cutting out of that trench, and he's just kind of riding the groove, but you can make that fast.
All right, he is going up, actually holding it pretty good, but there again, just right there, gate number 13, just kind of powered out just a little bit, but did get up and over. That's what counts, 56, 58. Going to put him in 9th overall right now. And this guy, the Flatlander out of Saginaw, Minnesota, racer number 383, kind of taking the world, and pardon the pun, but by storm. Won the semi-pros last year, moving into the pros this year, and really holding on. Polaris racer, and I've just been really impressed with this guy.
Yeah, Storm's a really nice guy. I like to visit with him. He's super smart, he's friendly, and he is coming along in the pros really well. He's for his first year, he's qualifying in almost all of his classes. Not only that, but he's placing. He's going to be a force
right there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he's sitting 4th in the split, and he's a force to reckon with, especially in the future years.
And he's already pretty dang proud of the fact that he took the semi-pro title back to the Midwest, and I guarantee you he's looking to take some pro world titles back with him as well.
Absolutely.
But fun fact about him is they spend the entire summer out there building roads, and then they come out to the western U.S. and get into the snowmobile, and was doing a lot of backcountry stuff. but that's their time off. Spend a lot of time in the backcountry. Shows up in the competition, 53.09.
Yeah, Storm works out. That was a good run.
For Storm Johnson, putting him in 5th. Now, multiple world champion, another Star Valley, Wyoming racer, Thane, Wyoming, Polaris racer, part of the Climb Backcountry team as well, Luke Rainey. I don't even know where to start on this guy, Blaine.
Yeah, this guy, you know, all of us racers, when we're on the hill, he's we kind of call him the animal. He does things that are just insane, you know, how stout and strong this guy is. But he is really fast, smooth, and has kind of a lot of style. And he'll hang it out, and he'll really go for it here. He's sitting 4th in the split, but he's a technical guy, a lot like Keith. So see something good coming up here.
Yeah, it's just an absolute joy to watch him, and you want to talk about splitting hairs between him and Keith Curtis all the time, a constant battle. Fierce competitors with one another, both ride for the same team, so a lot of camaraderie, but by the same token, Luke is always just looking to put a little bit up and make Keith step up his game.
Yeah, those two guys, they go back and forth all the time, and he had a little mistake back there, and it cost him. You can see Keith just got him by a little bit, but that was still a good run.
All right, and this guy too, Aaron Buchelman, racing number 13X, Caldwell, Idaho, and this guy just amazes me. It seems like the deeper in the pack that he draws to run, the more intense his riding gets. Just an incredible racer, good equipment too.
For sure, yeah, the draw is a big thing, you know. Sometimes you want to be first, but in the finals, a lot of these guys prefer to be at the end because they kind of know what they have to go do, you know. They need to ride smart, or they just need to go out there and leave it all on the course. And, you know, Aaron, he knows he's got to really make a good run because Keith and Jay and Luke and all those guys have extremely well timed. So there you go, he's hanging it out. He's gonna give it all he has, and he's almost got hung up there. But like I say, these guys can make mistakes and make a mistake be really fast. So that's the uniqueness with this kind of a course.
Exactly. It's kind of I'm noticing a little bit of a chain reaction. Sometimes you get that one little bobble, or you get hung up for a second, and it seems to just toss you into the next one when you get out of your line. Is that accurate?
Absolutely, yeah. You make one mistake, it's really hard to regroup and be mistake-free.
And that wraps up our day of final here in 900 stock. Keith Curtis in first place, Jay Menaberry second, Justin Thomas coming in third in 900 stock. This is the way everything else shook out. And we are going to come back to Lost Trail Ski Area in Montana with 903.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Whelen Tire. We know tires.
We're back at Lost Trail Ski Area in Montana, and we are getting ready to go with 900 modified boosted sleds. The guy on the starting line looks really familiar, but we're starting off where we did in the last class. Racer number 411, Jay Menaberry out of Alpine, Wyoming. He is going to be riding Skidoo, repping Skidoo, one of your teammates, Spanky.
For sure.
Now we're talking modified. We're talking boosted sleds.
Yep, these guys are running a lot of horsepower. You know, these are, when we say not modified, we're talking motor work, suspension. I mean, all sorts of these sleds handle so good. Not only that, they're extremely fast. You know, and the power running upwards 200 to 300 horse in these sleds. So things get pretty rowdy. And Jay really likes to ride his mods. He's not afraid to get a little wild on them.
without a doubt, as he gets up into this technical part of the course, obviously sitting at first with the split setting the bar, 2065 at the split. And Middlebury now, again, we're talking everything. So a huge weight to horsepower ratio on these snowmobiles. Now, in the snow like this, how is that going to have an effect? Is the power going to help or is it going to hinder?
Well, right there's a perfect example. You know, he kind of went to hang it out and he grabbed hold of that throttle and that sled really jumped out from under him. And this is where these guys really have to ride their tails off. And right here, you know, one mistake kind of turned into another, but there's a perfect example of the horsepower. I mean, these guys just get it on, but he'll get it together. It's kind of a tough run, and he's got another one coming up.
All right, Jay Middlebury setting the bar at 56.86 as we get ready to go with racer number 48, Garth Kaufman, original sled neck. This guy has been around the sport for a long time in almost every capacity, and now he is running a supercharged snowmobile, so it's not a turbo. A little difference on the throttle response.
So the difference in a supercharger and a turbo, you know, the supercharger is running off the crank as compared to a turbo is running off turbo exhaust pressure, or not exhaust pressure, pardon me. But yeah, Garth is he's a mechanic for Tucker Hibbert.
Tucker Hibbert, yeah.
This guy knows how to tune a sled. He's extremely fast, and this is kind of his course. There he goes, a little bit ahead on the split there, and Garth rides a little different. He's not so much the hang it out style. He kind of likes to keep a leg on both sides and really drive these sleds, and he does a really good job of it. He's super smart, knows what he's doing, and always makes really good runs.
Absolutely, really working that Arctic Cat good. Now, have you had an opportunity to ride much with the superchargers? Have you played around with those at all?
I have. I've been around them a little bit. You know, there's a lot of ups and downs with turbos and superchargers. Superchargers are really instant, and turbos sometimes build a little more big in power.
I love it. Garth Kaufman now going into first place with 48.03, and we get ready to go with racer number 13 next. Again, Aaron Buchelman out of Caldwell, Idaho, riding Polaris. Let's see how he shines. Once again, we are finally 900 modified.
Yeah, Aaron's sled, this is a cool sled. This is actually a 700 mod running in the 900 class. But this sled is extremely fast. It's turned up. This thing's got a lot of nice work done to it. And not only that, but Aaron rides it really well. And you'll see him really put a good run down here. He's focused. Like I say, he's kind of a veteran in the sport. And he knows how to get the job done. He's a little off, just barely off in the split there. But like I said, this top is where it's won. He's gonna let it go, and he's got good suspension. This thing works great for him.
Working his way up right now, and man, those ice shelves now that are starting to form a little bit, those walls are not soft.
Yeah, they get pretty hard, and you can see right there, it kind of kicked him, and now he's off course, and sometimes you just gotta let her eat and try to get through there, and looks like he has a little trouble, ends up over in the trees. Hopefully everything's okay over there. Looks like he is, but yeah, there you go. Just had a mistake, and it turned into another one, and that's the nature of racing.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that course throwing him off there. Looks like he's going to get a high mark of 12.1. Not how we typically see Aaron Buchelman finish, but now we go to another legend in the sport, racer number 318, Kyle Tapio out of Battleground, Washington, rides Arctic Cat, and these guys are just totally second nature. Got a whole racing family. He and his brother come out to the west, all the way from the west coast, coming out from Washington pretty much every weekend, logging about 1,200 miles on average on their vehicles, but it shows up in the racing. Multiple world champion right here. Yeah,
Kyle Tapio, he's a heck of a good rider. He's been in the sport for a long time. Super smart, super fast, and not only that, but when it comes to horsepower, not many guys can ride a high horsepower sled like Kyle can. I mean, he really lets these things at the mountain and goes for it. He's fun to watch. He's good.
And this is where he's going to have to make up some time right now if he wants to get in the money. Kind of split a third right there. This is a first place kind of rider. So
right, and as you can see, I mean, he's just smoking through these corners, not even phasing him at all. And he's probably gonna be your leader after this. He's got a heck of a good run going.
Beautiful up and over, and just like you said, he is your new leader right there with 45.95. But look out, here
Keith
comes
Curtis.
racer 711.
Yep. This guy is a force to be reckoned with. So.
And handles horsepower and finesse is what I like to say with Keith's riding style with his big horsepower.
Yeah, for sure. Keith, one thing about him is not only does he have really good equipment, it works, but his legs, are like another suspension. I mean, he's just an animal. He can be anywhere on that sled at any time, and it's just crazy to watch. I mean, And yeah, he's good. He'll make a good run at this. He'll really put some pressure on Kyle. We'll see what his split is. Yeah, so he's got the fastest split. So that's probably got everybody kind of nervous already, because when he does that, and he's bound to be fast in the technical stuff. You'll see him here. He's just going to push, be really smooth, and he makes it look effortless. That's the thing with Keith.
Absolutely. Well, and it's really interesting too. We're talking about this being the technical part of the course, but there are some big challenges on that lower part before gate number 5 that trying to get as much speed gathered up as you can. Wow.
Yeah, he absolutely laid that one down. It just came down to he was extremely smooth up top there.
And Keith Curtis, now your new leader as we get ready to go with the other Tapio brother right here, Russ Tapio, racer number 322, again from Battlegrounds, Washington, rides the Arctic Cat just like his brother, forced to reckon with.
Yeah, these guys are, like, again, the Tapio brothers are extremely good racers. They've been around. Not only that, but they're genuine people. You can visit with these guys all day about anything. And Russ, you know, he's same deal as Kyle. He loves the mod. He kind of had a mistake there. He overshot that jump a little bit. And the Tapios will tell you, they're not a fan of the jumps as much as they are the technicality. So you'll see him pick it up a little bit up top here. Yeah, there you go. He's cutting those lines. See, you can see the trench there. And these guys in this mod class, they're trying to jump across the ruts rather than go through them, and that's what Keith did and why he was so fast, is he was able to stay out of those trenches and just keep crossing them. And Russ has done a pretty good job here. He had a little hang up down there, and it kind of cost him some time here, so he'll be a little off pace.
All right, 50-26, and that is going to put him in 4th overall. There is your leaderboard as it is right now. Keith Curtis again in the lead, followed by Kyle Tapio, Garth Kaufman in 3rd. We are going to be coming back, and we are going to finish final in 900 modified. And we're back here at Lost Trail Ski Area in Montana with racer number 112, Justin Thomas. We are finally 900 modified. Been a great day of racing. Justin Thomas, a great racer, Polaris racer, and tons of horsepower. Let's see how it shines.
For sure. Justin, he likes riding his mod. You know, I think all these guys prefer to ride their mods because they are so much fun. But like I say, his mod works really well. This thing's got a ton of power and handles, you know, like a dream, essentially. So he's probably going to have a really good run here as long as he keeps it together and can make some good lines up there. And you see there, you know, he was really letting her hang out, and he's just a little off pace, but not by much. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out up here.
Now, it's kind of interesting when you were talking about him going across these trenches, basically trying to smooth them out, and with the horsepower, they can almost pretend like they're not there if they pick the right line.
Yeah, the horsepower and the suspension, I mean, they work hand in hand. These sleds do handle so good, and they can just jump across these things, and it soaks it up, and it's like you didn't even see it. And there you go. He's got a 45.24, a little off, but good enough for second place.
Absolutely. And we go to racer number 75 now. Mike Thompson out of Providence, Utah. His dad, one of the, I like to call him the OGs of the Rocky Mountain States Hill Climb Association, one of the founders actually. And he's getting ready to go. These guys, Mike, I'll tell you what, it's all or nothing with this guy.
Yeah, Mike, he's not afraid to squeeze the throttle and get a little wild. He seems like at every race he's got something we all remember he did, especially on his mod sleds. And again, Mikey's the one that loves his mod sled, and he gets wild, and you'll probably see some wild action here through him. He gets up these trenches. He's not afraid to squeeze the throttle and let that sled do what it needs to do.
Absolutely. He's one of those guys that if he's not going for first, if he doesn't absolutely let it all hang out, he drives fast and takes chances.
Yep.
I think they might have make a bumper sticker
Sure.
out
He had
of
a little
his
mistake
phrase.
there in that corner. That's going to cost him some time because he kind of got back in the rut now. As you could see earlier, the faster guys, they were avoiding that hole. And there you go. He's just bonsai run now and just lets it all out. And he's not afraid to, like say, keep that throttle smashed and make it Western.
Wow. And he does with 53.23. That is going to put Mike in 6th overall right now as we get ready to go with racer number 252. Cole Wilford out of Colorado rides Polaris, and another one of these amazing racers now. And he's been in the sport a long time, but what an amazing history of just snowmobile sports with this guy.
Yeah, Cole's been in this industry for a long time. He's a veteran. He knows how to get the job done. He's got a lot of good wins under his belt, and he's another one that has spot-on equipment and takes care of his stuff, and he really works hard, and Cole's really humble about it.
And he, one of those kind of guys that he loves his family, cares about his family, and he calls them the 252 crew, but most of the time, because of expenses and how far he has to travel to get to a lot of these hill climbs from Colorado, leaves him behind, but they're always rooting him on, and every once in a while they get to come to a handful of races, and it's always good to see him. Good family man right here, and a great racer, just really plowing through it right
Absolutely.
there.
He's got a good run going. He's just making a real smart, smooth run and packing a lot of momentum, and it's interesting how this shakes out. He's not going to be in first here, but he's going to be somewhere up top. Looks like he's going to finish about 4th with a 47.41.
All right, racer number 179, the bounty hunter, Tom Roby out of Thane, Wyoming, rides Skidoo. You want to talk about somebody that's been around this sport pretty much since it started.
Yep.
And one of your teammates as well, and just a super amazing athlete.
Yeah, I look up to Tom a lot. He's smart. He knows how the system works, and like I say, he's a veteran. He's been around a long time. He's fast, and he has more of an old school style. Tom sits down and keeps leg on each side, and that's the way he races. But I don't think it's slow at all, because he can turn in some fast times. So right there, he's not far off the split time, and they'll see what he can do up top. He's got a good run going here. So.
And it's kind of funny because the balance of a lot of the guys that he's racing with literally are half his age, and he lays it down, picks a good line, knows how to read the mountain. Just an amazing guy and super nice guy on top of that.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't count him out. He's still really fast and got a lot of potential here. He finishes with a 49.73. It's going to put him 6th, it looks like. Yeah, so he's mid-pack right now. It's a really good run for him.
And another one of our Colorado racers right here, racer number 999, Eben Abshire riding Articat. The Survivor is on the mountain right here. Got taken out, had a little bout with cancer as a young man, honestly, last season. But, man, he is back. Well, came back last season, but you'd never guess it. Like, he has recovered. He's a survivor. Super great racer. Spent a lot of time in snowcross, but
yeah,
really
Evan rides really well. He's a bigger guy. He can make that sled do what he wants, and not only that, but he's a neat guy on the hill to visit with and hang out. He's super nice and always wants to laugh and have a good time. Like I say, he is a really good rider here. You can't count this guy out of the money.
Absolutely, just really lays it all out there. We've seen him in some bad wrecks that he gets up and walks away from too. Like, he is just flat tough.
Yeah, he is a tough guy.
And muscle in the sled over there looks like it slowed him down just a little bit through the trenches, but he recovers nicely up and over. Man, that is a lot of horsepower right there.
He's gonna finish sitting about 7th place now. So. And here's a guy that we all like to watch. You could call him
Cash or Crash.
Cash or Crash. Aaron Sturck from Pinedale.
Not only am I a big fan, he's your neighbor. Great family support, but that's just it. He's that guy, just like you said, and it's either going to be a spectacular finish or a spectacular crash.
Yeah, he leaves nothing on the table. This guy goes for it every time, and he is very intense. You know, Stirk puts a lot into this, and he's a little off pace to split. But like I say, you never know with Aaron Stirk what's going to happen until he actually goes through the lights. So this will be interesting to see what he can do here and how wild and western he really gets. And right now he's just got a good smooth run. This is good for Aaron. He's keeping this together. He's pulling some really good lines, and I like how this is turning out.
Yeah, he's gathering a lot of time up there on the top end with trying to make up for what he lost on the lower part of the course, 48.72.
That's going to bump him into 6th now.
I like it. And that's going to wrap up your 900 modified final at Lost Trail. Keith Curtis in first place, Justin Thomas in second, Kyle Tapio in the third. Here's the rest of our leaderboard right here. When we come back, we are going to final open modified. The Rocky Mountain States Hill Climb Association storms into 2018. Witness the most intense high-speed technical riding on the planet with the top international snowmobile hill climb athletes. For dates, location, and sponsorship information, find us online at rimshot.net. That's RMSHA.net. Follow us on Facebook for live updates. Climb to new heights with Rimshaw.
It's been there for it all. Every corner, every carve, and every time you've taken it all in. It's the heart racing in your chest, the hairs standing on the back of your neck, and the reason you keep coming back for more.
And we are back at Lost Trail Ski Area in Montana. We are finally open mods right now. The big boys getting ready to come out and play as we get ready to start things off with racer number 318, Kyle Tapio, Battleground Washington, riding Arctic Cat.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Kyle, he finished in top 3 in 9 mods, so he knows his way up this hill and how to get up it fast. So be looking for something fast here. At the end of the day, Kyle really likes to push it, and he doesn't like going home without a win, so I can see him really laying a good run down here.
Now, the open modified, kind of like it says, kind of basically you can throw everything but the kitchen sink, but some of them have thrown in the kitchen sink on these things.
Absolutely. These sleds in this open mod class are turned up to as much as they can be, running a ton of horsepower, and as you can see, this sled's just handling great for Kyle up through the course here, and he's putting a good run together.
Now, is there a cap on CCs in this class?
There is, and the cap's like 1,500 CCs, and you won't see that these days. It used to when the sleds were all naturally aspirated, but now that we have turbos, they build a lot more power, so people are staying 900 CC and under.
And Kyle Tapio starts us off in the lead with 47.16 as we get ready to go once again with racer number 252, Cole Wilford, Fruita, Colorado.
Yeah, Cole, he had a little bit of tough luck there in 9 mods, still finished all right, but you'll be looking for him to have a little better finish here. And like I say, this is the last run of the day for these guys, so they're going for it. They don't leave nothing out there, and they want wins.
And these guys having a great opportunity with a lot of snow. Here again, that can pay off. The conditions can change immensely, whether how soft, how hard, how much traction you're going to get, or how much you're going to blow the track away as you're going up the hill. What, looking at it right now from the conditions and being in the snow, how do you think things are holding up right here?
Well, I would say right now the course is probably the roughest it's been all day. It's been chewed up through all these classes, and all the horsepower has been to it. And so now you get into here, and this is, like I say, open modified. These guys have everything done to it. So the course is definitely the roughest, but it may not look that because these sleds handle it so well.
Absolutely. 47.88 for Cole Wilford, going to put him in second as we get ready to go once again with Cash or Crash out of Pinedale, Wyoming. Aaron Stirk on the mountain. Everybody look out.
Yeah, Aaron, like I say, We talked about it. It's going to be one or the other. He's going to either have one heck of a run, or he either gets hung up with a mistake. But that's the way I like to see that with racers. I like it when guys just leave it all on the table and go home knowing that they gave it their best. So he's fun to watch.
And that's what I love about the camaraderie between the racers and everything. If somebody beat you knowing that you didn't have the best run, like, they don't claim it as a win. It's a very much a competitive spirit here. Like, and I've seen you too. Like, well, yeah, I beat so-and-so, but he didn't have a great run.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah,
not what you guys consider a win, to be perfectly honest. You might get to take the check, but it's not. It's more pride than money with this sport.
For sure. There he kind of got into that wall there. He didn't probably want to do that, but it's going to cost him a little bit of time. But he's still going to get her through the lights with a decent time.
And that's going to put him in third place as we get going. And once again, racing number 711, Keith Curtis, Dillon, Montana, riding Polaris. This is about as close to a home race as this guy gets to do ever.
Yeah, they consider this Keith Curtis's hometown race, so it's not far down the road to Dillon, to his house, and like I say, he has a lot of fans and supporters here. So not only is he really tough to beat anyways, but when he has a lot of his support there, it's just that much more, on his plate to go kick some butt and beat everybody.
And by the same token, he's got some competitors out there who, again, respect him, think the world of him, but they would love nothing more than to beat him on his home turf.
Absolutely, yeah. He's highly respected, but everybody wants to beat him because he is one of the best, if not the best, there ever was.
And he's working his way up that hill, just unbelievable. The amount of finesse, the way he reads the course, the way he knows what his sled's going to do.
Yeah, and he's really hanging this one out. He wants to win this one. He's got a win in 9 mod already, so he's he's just smoking. He's letting this one go, and he's going to turn in a really good time here.
Wow, 46-34, 46-34.
Yeah, that's going to put him in first place by a little ways.
And here's another good racer right here, Logan Halford, racer number 625 out of Idaho Falls, Idaho, riding Arctic Cat, and having a pretty good season overall. He's really coming into his own. I've been watching him over the last couple of years, and some days are good, some days not so good, but I really like his tenacity, and you can tell that he is really learning to read the track, and been around it for a while, though.
Yeah, Logan, he's smart. He knows how to ride. He used to race a lot of snowcross. You can see there, he's not afraid to jump the jumps out a little further. And he's not only that, he's a really friendly guy on the course and has a really good level head on him. And I look forward, look to see a lot of good things out of him in the future.
Now, the difference between this and snowcross, we almost have like a snowcross section on the lower part of the hill before it gets into the technical stuff. So that's where he's going to shine. At the split, he's at 5th. But dabbling in this, what's the major difference between snowcross and hill climbing?
Well, clearly, the snowcross is, a lapped deal. You have a lot of jumps, and that's pretty much all it is, and you make laps. With hill climbing, there, and he has a little trouble, but he was really going for it there. But yeah, snowcross, they're making laps and hitting jumps, and hill climbing, we're basically doing a ski race backwards. Is the way to put that. So
an uphill race.
Yep, an uphill's backwards ski race. So, but yeah, he's had some tough luck here. He's probably pretty bummed out, but he'll be back for the next one, and he'll let this one go.
Yeah, and he's going to come in with a high mark, which not going to let him get in the money where things sit right now, but he'll help moving in. These guys are dedicated. We've got good hill help here, and we haven't had a chance to talk much about them, Spanky, but I know you love and appreciate those guys in a big way. These are volunteers typically that come in, and when a snowmobile gets in trouble, they move in, and this is how things are looking right now. Keith Curtis in first place, Kyle Tapio in second, Cole Wilford holding on to third. Open mod final will be right back. Once again, we are back at Lost Trail Ski Area in Montana. We are finally open modified. Russ Tapio on the starting line right here, racer number 322 from Battleground, Washington, riding Arctic Cat. Open mods. Once again, these Tapios are going to make it tough on everybody else.
Yeah, don't count them out. They know how to make this work, and they know how to win. They've had there actually is 3 Tapio brothers. There's only 2 here at this race. Between the 3 of them in the past, they probably have more wins racked up than almost anybody. Keith would be the only one playing that ballpark, but these guys are good, and they know how to win. He's a little off on a split there, but like I say, the technical stuff's where these guys ride extremely well, and we'll see if he can make something happen up here.
And that's kind of an interesting point, too. When it comes to these bigger jumps, we don't necessarily have those at every single race, but I see so many different techniques, and it's really hard to put a finger on what actually works. I guess it's up to the rider, but the more air you get, it seems like it slows you down a little bit, but it seems to pay off because they hit the ground running a little harder.
And he just had a really good run with 47.71. That's going to bump him into 3rd now.
And here we go with another supercharged snowmobile, racer number 397, Aaron Caton, Idaho Falls, Idaho, riding Arctic Cat. He's running one of those Speedworks superchargers. Let's see how he stacks up.
Yeah, Aaron, he's coming along well in the pro range. He bumped up, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, and he's been getting really consistent. He's a good, friendly racer and fun to be around on the hill. And like I say, look forward to seeing him in the next couple of years, see how well he comes along. And it's good to see him in the finals. He's got a good attitude. And like I say, he's got good sleds that work really well, and he's kind of teamed up with all the Cat guys, Garth and all them. And so he's got good mechanics helping him out, and he'll be a good racer here.
In the first 2 races that we've had with across several classes, I've got to see a lot of runs, and there's definitely marked improvement this year in his racing. And I think he's going to have a heck of a future because, just like you said, the names that you listed off that he's rolling with, that he's riding with, it's hard to not have that be a little contagious.
Absolutely. He's got a really good run going here. He got a little hung up right there. It cost more time, but it was a really smooth run for him.
And that's going to put him in 6th overall as we sit right now. Now, here's another one of these guys that he's got a few more years on him, but you want to talk about an athlete, racer number 235, Trent Hansaker out of Kansas, Utah. Rides Skidoo, super great guy to be around, and that positive attitude.
Yeah, here's a guy that's, he never has his chin down, always chin up, smiling on his face. If he has a bad run, he races it and goes and makes a better run the next time. So he's a really neat guy, and with that, he's fast and very competitive.
And a little off there at the split, like I said, he's in 7th overall, but here again, he's another one of those guys that literally a lot of the competitors that he's racing against are half his age, but he reads the hill. He combines a little bit of that old school riding with the hanging it out there and everything. Just an absolute blast to watch.
Absolutely. Had a little mistake there. He's going to be a little upset with that, but he's going to pull it back together and then finish this run strong. So.
And there he goes up and over, laying the power to it. 51.01.
It's going to put him in the number 5 hole.
Oh boy, here we go again. Racer number 112, Justin Thomas. Now we were talking about some of those guys that like to try to nip at Keith Curtis's heels. This is definitely one of them. He's a team rider. He's going to lay it out there and see if he can shut the door on Keith Curtis. Justin Thomas, once again, out of Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Keith got him in 900 mod the previous class, so we'll see if Justin can turn it up a little bit here and get him back. That's the cool thing about these classes is you have multiple opportunities to win. So when one guy doesn't win, he's going to be a little hungrier in the next class. So I can see Justin really hanging this out up here and maybe pulling off a win.
And still a 3rd at the split right there, but oh my goodness,
yeah,
you see
can
a lot
see
of
it.
that.
He's just letting it all out. I mean, this thing's a monster up there. I mean, he is going for it. I think you can see a lead change right here.
He didn't put any miles on the skis as he went up over there. There's no doubt about that. Wow, 46.11, 46.11. Justin Thomas.
Like 2/10.
Wow, your new leader.
That's crazy. That's some good racing right there.
Going back to Providence, Utah now with racer number 75, Mike Thompson, riding Skidoo. Once again, he is just going to do everything that he possibly can, and he knows no back out of it. Like, he just pins it, and that's all there is to it.
Absolutely. The notch has been turned up quite a bit. Justin has put that fast time down. Keith has a fast time. So these guys have a lot of pressure on them now, and it's just who can focus and make a really good run now.
And now we get into that technical part.
Yeah, he's a little behind on the split. And what he needs to do here is he needs to get out of this rut and really make some new lines. He's kind of riding the rut. We call it a goat trail sometimes. And you see Keith and Justin, they were cutting the ruts, and right here that's going to cost him some time getting out there. But he'll make a good run out of it still. He's pulling it together and got some good head of steam going now.
Yeah, launched right up and out of there.
There's one thing about Mike, he has some pretty wild photos.
Without a doubt, 5422. As we get ready to go to Cranbrook, British Columbia, we call him Paul Bunyan, but his name is Tyler Pegan, one of these Canadian racers that he's on average putting 1,000 to 1,200 miles on the pickup every weekend to come out and race. These guys have real jobs during the week, and a lot of great Canadian racers. Tyler Pegan, super great guy right here.
Absolutely, he's a really nice guy, and he's dedicated. Like I say, he's driving from Canada every weekend to these races, and not only that, but he's competitive and he knows how to get the job done. He look forward to seeing a lot of good things from him in the future as well.
And he's another one of those guys, just a big guy with a lot of strength, and when he puts his weight on one side of that sled, it's definitely going to go that direction.
Yeah, he can horse a sled around like it's nothing, and I'll see how he gets through these ruts here. Like right there, he's riding really, got a good smooth run going right now. He's got to get out of this trench up here. This is where it's getting everybody. So he's got to go to the right, and he went to the left. No, he kind of split it. We'll see how this turns out, because most of those guys that are fast were hanging to the right there, and it looks like he might have missed his running board, so he's going to have some mistakes, turns into another mistake, but he's going to get it going again here and get to the lights.
All right. Solid run by Tyler Pegan right there. That's going to put him in 10th, not where he wants to be. But here we go, your teammate, racer number 411, Jay Mentalberry.
If there's somebody hungry right now on the race circuit, it's definitely Jay. He wants to win. He's a teammate of mine, and we've made some changes to the race program this year, he's really motivated to go out there and get a good win. So this will be interesting to see. He has a good draw here. It's at the end of the class a little bit, and he knows what he has to do, so this will be a good run. We like to call some of these runs bonsai runs, and these guys just let it all out. And typically you see bonsai runs and king runs, which we'll get to here shortly, but there you go. He's just barely off the pace of the split, so this is a really good run start so far. If he can just keep her throttled down at the top, this will be interesting to see how close this is.
Man, just really smoothing out that mountain. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's there. And there he goes. He cut that line to the left right there, and probably didn't need that, but he's still got a ton of momentum going. It's going to be really, holy cow. I mean, by 2 100ths, he moves into second to Justin.
Oh, my goodness.
So there you have it, Pro Open Mod. Justin Thomas, Jay Menenberry, and Keith Curtis. And there's the rest of your field. And we'll be back for the King Run to see who's the big winner.
Hey, what's up? Wait, you vape? You're usually such a control freak.
I'm addicted.
I used to smoke and vape. The only thing in control was the nicotine. And you have asthma.
Yeah, but mine's just mild.
It doesn't matter. It can still trigger an attack.
I need to quit.
Quitting is the best way to keep your asthma under control. Help in the 406, my friend. It's good. It's getting better.
All right, what an amazing day of racing with the Rocky Mountain States Hill Climb Association. We had some surprises out there. Justin Thomas ultimately taken the improved king. Spanky, take us through his run with this highlight reel.
Absolutely. You know, here you're going to see Justin leave it all out there. These guys have nothing to lose in these king runs. They've already got a win, and this is kind of bragging rights and a little extra money for the pocket. And as you can see right there, he's going to absolutely hang it out in this king run, really going for it.
Well, and I had an opportunity to talk to Justin a little bit down the road and ask what he enjoyed most about his day-to-day.
You know, I really enjoy racing on Lost Trail because of the ruts and the big holes and everything that develops. And I'd probably say that's the hardest thing, finding the line that is fast and isn't going to get you out of shape, that you can keep momentum through, because that's the biggest thing, is keeping momentum.
And Keith Curtis ultimately coming out with stock and Mod King, the superstar. Didn't expect anything less from the guy. But we're going to show you some highlights real quick of his stock run. Blaine, why don't you take us through that?
And here we have Keith going for his Mod King run. He's already got a stock king under his belt, so he knows how to get it done. This guy finishes strong. He's extremely consistent. He's going to leave it all out and go for it.
And again, we went down and talked to Keith about both his stock and his Mod King runs and asked what the biggest challenge of the day was.
So biggest challenge was the ruts. I mean, the snow up here at Lost Trail, and I'm just first of all stoked to be racing at Lost Trail, and there's so much snow, and the course was amazing. It's kind of a hill cross, hill climb combo. The hill cross, we had lots of jumps and turns down in the bottom, and then up top it got super technical. So we were working our way through 6-foot ruts, head walls, around tight corners, and then that was qualifying day, and finals day they ran us over the ruts from the day before. So things definitely got hairy, and it was super fun.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining us today. What an incredible day of racing here at Lost Trail Ski Area in Montana. Spanky, just like you said, a lot of great racing action, a lot of snow, a lot of deep trenches. What were your thoughts on the day?
The weather was great. The racers had a really good time. The competition was awesome, and I think everybody really enjoyed it.
All right, folks, if you want to learn more about the Rocky Mountain States Hill Climb Association, check us out at rimshot.net and also find us on Facebook and Instagram.